Good day everyone, this is Kashif from Kingston Kettlebells and Calisthenics, and today I'll be going over the Kettlebell One Arm Swing. The One Arm Swing is probably one of the most important techniques you can learn whenever you're going into advanced kettlebell training, because it's that move that you're going to always go to put combinations if you're doing a flow together. If it's a strength program where you have to do some heavy cleans or snatches, if it's a conditioning program, again you're going to have your cleans, your snatches, and all that stuff in there, and your swing is just going to be that move that you need to have down, locked down, before you can get into these a little bit more advanced movements. So let's look at the one arm swing. I'll show you from a few different angles so you can see what it looks like. We set it up with a nice tripod behind the kettlebell. Arms extended, big chest, eyes forward. This is the working arm. Non-working arm goes next to the bell. I go back and forward. Notice I keep the non-working arm next to the bell. Every time I drive forward, exhale. You get to the back, exhale. So, and down. So it's that nice double exhale that's going to keep that cadence going, keep that core nice and engaged and locked throughout the movement. We look at it from a forward position. I'm behind, I break at the handle, my chest is up, I pull. Good. Now we go from this angle. Set it up, tripod position, break at the handle, core engage, eyes forward, pull. And then I bring it down. One of the key factors here to understand with the one arm swing, just like the conventional swing with two arms on the bell, is that the action is a hinge. So my hips travel backwards as I soften at the knees. Key factor if you want to know if you're hinging or you're squatting is if your knee is traveling forward, it's most likely that you're going into a squat rather than a hinge. My knee should be able to stay directly over my ankles or just slightly forward. While my hip goes back, that's how I know I'm in a hinge. The knees start traveling forward, I know I'm going into a squat. So we want a hinge, not a squat, because we want to target hamstrings, glutes, some lower back muscles in terms of the posterior chain, whereas a squat will be targeting more of the quads. Alright? The next thing is where the handle or the top of the handle travels. You want to think about having it as close as possible to the groin area as it goes through the leg. The lower we go, the more stress and strain we put on the lower back rather than sharing that load with the glutes and the hamstring. So we want to be thinking about keeping that bell, the top of the handle, as close to what we call the zipper as possible. I'll show you from this angle so you can see what that looks like, keeping the bell nice and close to you. Crack at the handle. And down. Some common errors that people usually make, one of them is the bell, while in their hand, every time it goes back, usually flips up and hit the bump, because it's relatively like loose in their hand, so it's just going, the wrist is flickering, or the bell, you aren't holding the bell hard enough, so it's kind of grinding through the palm and coming up and hitting in the lower back or the glute area. You should have a firm grip on the bell where if you move it, it's not grinding through the hands. The bell should not be slipping through the fingers. It should be a nice firm grip. Again, keeping it too low And that's something that we can correct, keeping it low, because that's one of the major issues. If you're practicing this, you can start from a standing position, put anything. It could be another kettlebell, something a little bit high. It could be a slam ball, a wall ball. Put it between the legs, stand up, and try keeping the bell going over it. The moment you start going down, if the thing you've chosen to use is high enough, it will start slamming on top of it, and that will give you that instant feedback that, hey, you need to keep the bell a little bit higher. So that's a quick tip there that you can use to just fix that right away. In terms of the bell flipping in the back, make sure you're really firmly gripping onto the bell, and as you're returning the bell, you want to wait until the bell is almost into the hips before you hinge. If you start hinging while the bell is up here, you end up with that position where the bell now is too low and too far away from the body, and you're not creating that nice locked in position that we see with a good kettlebell one arm swing. Hopefully those tips helped. Hopefully that breakdown is something that you're going to be taking into consideration as you perform the one arm swings moving forward. Have a good one.